Here is a 2024 Ford Mustang GT Coupe Premium in shadow black over black onyx leather interior. We got a refresh. The Coyote V8 is on its 4th generation, giving us more power to make it more track worthy and keeping it as a daily use vehicle. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. You can already tell that majority of the vehicle is going to be very similar to the last generation, which is not something to be upset about because they're keeping the retro style and tweaking it with more performance. LED headlights will start off with signature daytime runnings, sequential turn signals. The grille will look a little bit more athletic than the standard EcoBoost, and we have the bronze appearance package, so that's why the pony is in the bronze color. Hood scoop that is functional for the Coyote V8, and it should be, because when you're thinking about the power, it has been increased. And if you go to the Dark Horse, you're getting 500 horsepower. Think about it this way. That's 100 horsepower per liter underneath. Now this one doesn't have that much horsepower, but we do have the active valve exhaust, which increases your horsepower by 6 and the torque by 3. And comparing it to the Mach 1 Mustang, you're getting 18 horsepower more out of this with 486 horsepower, 418 pound-feet of torque. Now standard will be 480 and 415 pound-feet of torque. Optioning it with the 10-speed automatic transmission will also be an upgrade. So one thing that I don't like off the top is you do have to option a lot of features in order to make this the way you want it. But on the Plus, it's going to make it more unique. The Bronze Edition comes into play with the bronze 19-inch wheels. This is a 255/40 wrapped on all 4 corners. Independent rear suspension that was implemented a few years ago. One thing that I wish that they did though is make this an intelligent all-wheel drive, because when you're backing it with that much power, it would just make it a little bit more dynamic on some of those corners. We are getting the 3.55 rear axle ratio, and Brembo brakes is also included in the bronze appearance package, and that 5.0 badging gets the bronze. And optioning the GT performance package will unlock 19x9 in the front and 19 by 9.5 in the rear with the carbonized gray painted aluminum wheels. That would be a 255/40, which is what we have, but it will increase the width in the back at 275/40. You will also receive the Brembo brakes, electronic hand operated parking brake that will unlock your drift brake, front tow hooks, ebony black painted grille, heavy duty front springs, and a K brace. Performance raised rear wing, black painted strut tower brace, the Torsum differential with 3.75 for the manual, and the Torsum that we have here at the 3.55. Unique chassis tuning, unique stability control, and an upsized rear sway bar. And considering the competition is all going EV for Chevrolet or Dodge, it really doesn't leave a lot in the performance line that has a naturally aspirated V8. So I like that Ford has still put this out there and given us that retro drive in the times of EV. Sequential LED taillights, trunk lid spoiler. Because we don't have a lot of the performance kits on this, this is a little bit more basic, I would recommend at least optioning the active exhaust. We're going to show you some cool little tricks because we have the active exhaust. So double tap this button here. Hit lock or unlock and then lock. You hear that little taste right there? Now do the same thing. And the rear takes the dynamics to the next level with the quad exhaust tips, reverse sensors, and a reverse camera. Quick release to go into 13.5 cubic feet of storage. The opening is going to be the same as the prior gen. You can fold the seats down at a 50-50 split, which I've already done so to show you the increase of cargo. Underneath, you'll get a spare tire. This is the 4th gen Coyote V8. We need to go inside, start it up, so you can hear that exhaust now. Onyx leather bucket seats. Power seat adjustment for the driver with two-way manual adjustment. The passenger gets two-way power seat adjustment, heated and ventilated. Headroom and legroom. Mustang has always had plenty of space for the front. It's really the back seat that becomes an issue. Bauer & Wilkins upgraded sound system, or B&O, 12 speakers, Mustang badging in front of the passenger with the gloss black elements, and you get the pattern design. The dash is going to keep it flat. The retro design changes a little bit. When you get into the premium, you're going to have this one glass curved screen. The center is a 13.2. Move this so you can see. We have the navigation with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. One thing right off the bat that is a con: everything is derived through this screen. So for the climate control, you click right into here. You can change that to have it on auto, or you can just simply turn it off. It is relatively good with the response, so it's not bad there. Ford Pass Sync 4, My Mustang, with the track app. This is going to be nice if you're using it to see your acceleration times. You can do line lock. We do not have the emergency brake lever. This is just the electronic, which both of them are the same. The difference is if you're wanting to drift, you'll have a lever you can pull it up. And when you get back to the home screen, this can be your quick wedges that you can just slide through. And to make them bigger, you just simply click on the button. AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, put it into reverse, and we get a reverse camera with full trajectory and reverse sensors. It doesn't cover the whole screen, which I kind of wish it did, because we have a lot of real estate here. You could put this car here. It's just a simple fix for updating software. Going on to the driver's side is a 12.4 digital reader that can go through an array of information for the driver. To change the layout to get it to like this, you have to go into this little pony right here. So you'll click the Mustang badge. When you click onto there, go to cluster theme, and you have all these different designs. So you can change the driving mode and the whole layout of the gauge cluster, but you have to do it through the center infotainment screen, which, like I said, it's kind of a con because you're not able to do it on the steering wheel itself. But I like that they give us the Fox body 87 through 93. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but I like that they gave that retro styling for the Mustang. Going into a wireless charging pad, USB and a 12 volt, the key fob for the new Mustang. 10-speed automatic transmission is an upgrade. It's going to be over $1,000. You get the contrast stitching, and it's going to be just a huge armrest. It's going to be soft back here, a little bit harder up here. Open up, and you got another 12 volt, an area that you could put some pins, and a fun fact, they even label it to tell you it needs to be pins. Leather wrap steering wheel, 3-spoke multi-function with the paddle shifts. And the door panels configure into the dashboard. You're going to get that same design pattern that goes into the dash with the contrast stitching. It's going to be soft to touch. I do like how they outline this with chrome, but it's not real chrome. One touch up and down, and a smaller storage pocket that you can fit a large umbrella back. To enter into the back, you pull the lever, and from the back, you'll pull the lever here. You have to electronically move it forward so that way I can fit, and you're going to see the entrance to this coupe. For 6'3", let's see how I am. For the back seat, headroom, it's going to be too uncomfortable. You have to sit like this, and for a quick journey, it's doable, but I would say get the convertible so that way you can actually utilize it. Leg space, where I would not be able to drive, I'm still more or less against it, and if you look at feet space, you really can't move your feet at all. Hard materials pretty much everywhere. Traditional Mustang rear with storage only behind the passenger seat. 486 horsepower and 418 pound-feet of torque. Sounds lovely. It's gonna still have that sport feel. It's lovely. I like when you're getting a retro style vehicle like a Mustang, Dodge, or even going into Chevrolet. And it's sad that they are taking all of these variants and changing it to EVs. That's going to take me to some pros and cons before we get to performance, in which the pros, you know, the Coyote V8 underneath it has to start off. The interior, I am okay with it. I kind of like the 2-screen layout a little bit better because you can see the dash. It's very tech driven, which in my book is a little bit of a con, only because I want it to be a little bit more traditional. Another con right off the bat is when you're using the paddle shifts, it will sometimes not let you downshift unless it feels like it's okay to go to that gear. You will have to spend extra money for it, which also takes me to some other cons. Everything with the Mustang, you're gonna have to tack on near $1,000 or more for all the features. I would option the performance pack because that will alter the vehicle a little bit more so, and you're getting stickier tires and they're wider tires out back. Because this is not an all-wheel drive vehicle, it will make the handling better. And you also get that park brake, which it's still electric, but you could drift. You're not gonna be able to do that with this flimsy button. Gonna check the turn radius real quick. Brembo's up front, so you're not gonna have to worry there. We're looking about 2 lanes. Let's go. It's still gonna be a wheel-happy vehicle. If you're trying to quiet the engine, it really doesn't have that much of a quiet mode, even though you can put it on the gauge cluster, which also is another con. Everything is derived through this infotainment screen. You do have some physical buttons, but they're going the same route as the Germans, and this is not a German vehicle. So would I say this is comparable to a BMW M340i? I would, but that one, dynamically speaking, is going to be better handling, and it's going to be a little bit quicker on the track, whereas this one is going to be a little bit more tail happy. As for a daily drive, I'm liking what I hear that's coming out of that exhaust. It just makes the vehicle feel more performance, giving you that retro feel, and it captures all of the Mustang essence, but bringing it up to date with the technology. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Furman Ford for giving us this 2024 Ford Mustang GT Premium for our car review.